Today we are going to make a special dessert called a Tres Leches Cake. And I have a special guest today, Father Jesse Burish, and he's our assistant pastor at St. John the Baptist Catholic Church here in Marshfield. And we're going to have a special event we're hosting tomorrow night at our house, which is called a Dessert Soiree. Right. And you want to tell them about that, Father?
Well, sure. Well, first of all, it is for our Forsati young adult group. It's a group of young adults from our parish and just from the surrounding area that get together for, well, different events. Some just education, formation of the faith, service events, and fun parties at Ruth's house.
So this is going to be a fun party tomorrow night. They are really looking forward to it, and so are we. So our special cake that we're making is called the Tres Leches Cake. And we first became familiar with that when we were asked to make the cake for a young couple that got married, and he's Hispanic, so he wanted to have that for their wedding reception. So you can find anything you want online. So of course we did, and the recipe actually calls for 2 cakes, which is almost too much for 2 9-inch pans. So I made 3 cakes instead, and there's they're in actually 3 8-inch pans. And if you see all these holes that are poked, after the cake cools, you poke all these holes, and I use a large fork with the tines that are large, because you're going to pour 4 cups of milk on there, the Tres Leches, three kinds of milk. So it's a can of evaporated milk, a can of sweetened condensed milk, and a cup of whipping cream. So it's very rich and really good and makes it really moist. So as you're pouring, it's a little bit labor intensive, so I kind of pour it on, and then I have a spatula, so I prevent it from going over the sides, and just keep it on top. And so I made it yesterday, so it would set up overnight, and now we're going to frost it today. So we are ready. So I'm going to have you make the whipped cream. Okay. So the whole cake is going to be frosted with whipped cream, and between the layers we'll have whipped cream and sliced strawberries, which I'll slice while you're whipping the cream, and then to top it, then we'll have strawberry halves on top. So I'm going to let you come over here, and as I've talked about in the past, to prevent yourself from getting splattered with all of this whipped cream, if you just put that whole bowl of whipping cream on here without this shield, yes, you would have whipped cream all over you. So this is hopefully going to, no, definitely not. So this is hopefully going to prevent you from turning out white here on your black. So hopefully that's going to cover it. Bring this down.
That's very clever.
Okay. So it should work, and then we're just going to beat it on high until it. You just turn that. And you can go all the way up. Then you'll have to kind of hang on to that and stir the bowl, so you can turn it all the way up. And then kind of hang on to this, the paper, and stir the bowl. And then after it starts, then you can start stirring a little bit. Okay. Anyway, so we're not going to be able to talk too much while that is on. So I'm going to start slicing the strawberries. This doesn't work super, but it's a little bit better than having to slice them all by hand. Okay, I think that's good. So we're going to put this over here. You're going to do the frosting.
Okay. No,
so you can sit if you want.
We put the milk?
Frosting first.
Oh, really?
No, the milk is already in here.
Oh, it's in
That's
there
all
already.
set. Yes, because I would have to.
You can't even tell.
Yeah, it seeps right in there. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
So if you want to sit, you're more comfortable sitting. So then you just want a nice, generous.
Well, first gathering. We had our kickoff event for our group in September, an Italian dinner. I made the pasta, an Italian pasta that's very typical in Rome. It's called rigatoni alla matriciana, and Ruth and Gary did all the antipasti, and it would be kind of like all the more snacky kind of foods that you have beforehand. Sometimes it's well, like bruschetta or bruschetta as it's often called here in the United States. Different like olives, cheeses, things like that.
What we've done lately with some of our catering events are lots of mini desserts, which is what we'll be doing. You know, tomorrow night we'll have a couple different kinds of mini cheesecakes that we'll have topped with different things. And we made I actually had made mini cupcakes for one of my clients, and we had extra white chocolate wedding cake with white chocolate chips in it, and then chocolate cake that I also had. So I ended up making one layer of each. So I ended up making some raspberry sauce with fresh raspberries from yesterday, and then I cut each of those layers in half. So we have a 4-layered dessert with raspberry, in between, and then fudge frosting all around. So that looks great. Okay, and then more strawberries. This is the third cake. So when I do my layer cakes, I'll put the first layer on the cake that I'm going to be serving it on, and then the next layers I'll put a piece of wax paper on there and then turn it upside down and then just invert it, and then this is going to be the top of your cake. So now you just need to frost the rest. The whole cake is going to get, yeah. And just so you know, we're very pleased. I think I told you that we had donated one of these cakes.
It went very well.
Yeah, in October, I think it was, or November, I can't remember, to the Ronald McDonald. They do it's called a Sweet Affair, which they do every 5 years. And it went for $350. So you are having an expensive dessert tomorrow night.
We are in for a treat.
You know, when Father Martin sees this, he might decide that maybe you have another calling.
Yeah,
Did he know that you were doing this?
I mentioned it to him, but I didn't tell him what I was what I was making. So.
Okay. Is he invited tomorrow night?
Well, he's not quite.
Oh, that's true, because he's not like 30-something anymore.
He's just past the mark, but I suppose.
If he wasn't doing anything,
he
might mention it to him.
Exception.
Yeah. And as I told you the last time, I think the only thing we forgot was getting toys out of our kids' old toy boxes. Oh, yeah. So we've got toys that our oldest daughter, the Fisher-Price, play school toys, never wear out. So we've got some toys that these kids can watch or play with.
Right.
Okay, so then what I did with the other ones that I made, I just started on the end and then put them around, and then on the inside then kind of go in like that. So just keep going.
2 circles around.
Many of the recipes I found were all called to have it in just a 9x13 cake pan, which isn't quite as pretty, or I don't think. So that's why I decided to to do. You're running out of room there.
Let's see.
Get a little one in there, maybe. Okay, then you can keep going. You can kind of and then just kind of put them, layer them like that, and then I can do some more too. It's really hard getting nice fruit, but we were kind of lucky that we actually found some decent fruit this time. I do a lot of cheesecakes, and that's kind of always a little bit of a stressor of finding decent fruit. One more right right there. We good?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
awesome.
Nice.
Look at that. Cool. Well, I'm sure everybody is going to wish that they were at this party when they see this episode.
We'll have to take pictures.
We will take pictures, and I'm sure our videographer will be, showing some pictures too. So, from a slice of heaven, I'm so happy that you could join me with decorating this, and it's going to be fun tomorrow night. Okay.
Thank you.
So I hope you enjoy this episode and have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and happy cooking.